In this video, I'm going to be sharing how I went from being a solo cleaner, doing all the work, cleaning all my own buildings at night, to now managing a team of people in 2 different states. If you don't know anything about me, my name is Darian Jarrett, and I started my cleaning business in Little Rock, Arkansas with my brothers, and we got to the point where we could grow and expand, and now my wife and I have recently moved to Florida, and we started the same way as we did in Arkansas out here, where I'm doing the majority of the work, cleaning all the buildings, and it get to a point where you just run out of hours at night. And that's kind of how it happened out here. We started getting more and more customers, more and more buildings. Next thing you know, boom, I'm running out of hours. So now it's time for us to get a team and scale. Scale is that buzzword that's going around now. You know, people talk about scaling the business, and it basically means growing your business. How do you grow a business? And I was always in the mindset of I can do it myself. Nobody cleans like me, all that stuff. But if they can do 75, 85% of it, man, you can go and touch up and do your thing. And that's kind of how I'm doing right now. So let's get into it, man. First things first, a little while ago, I told you guys about how I was going to put a newspaper ad in a newspaper. And let me just tell you right now, that didn't work out here. It worked in Arkansas for me, 2 or 3 years ago, but out here in Jacksonville, Florida, huge city, I only ended up getting 1 phone call from that one, and the guy didn't have a car. He was gonna try to take the bus. It just didn't work out. He didn't have no real cleaning experiences and nothing like that. It didn't work. I spent $180 on that newspaper ad, and it kind of tanked on me, right? So anyway, I had to figure something else out. My parents also recommended I go to Indeed, and I ended up going on Indeed, spending that same $180, and now we probably got over 420, 430. As recording this video right now, we got like 430 applicants. Now, the way it worked out in Arkansas for me was I ended up finding really, really great people, and I subcontracted everything, right? And I pretty much got 20 or 80-20 splits with everybody that I got out there, right? Whatever we bring in, they get 80%, I get 20%. That's how we get paid. It's really, really great. And now out there, I deal with people who are strictly in, like people who have LLCs. They are in business. I don't have any sole proprietors. These are people who have been doing their own work. They have their own contracts. They have their own, expertise, their own equipment and all that good stuff. So they go and handle that for me. I'm pretty much hands off. All I do is send invoices, right? Out here, I thought to myself, if I can do it out there, surely I can do it out here, right? But keep in mind, this is a new city. I don't know anybody out here. I'm really just kind of in the blind out here, just kind of figuring it out, right? But I got faith that I can figure it out, and I can meet some people who are good, and we resonate with each other, and I can fill them out, and boom, we'll be good. So now you may ask, Darian, okay, how do you do this? How do we do this, right? So this is what I did. I essentially went on Indeed and we made a job posting, right? I just typed up something really, really neatly. First of all, they give you some sort of like AI prompt that'll show you exactly what you should probably put in there. And I added a few other little things, and we put what we will pay on there and all that good stuff. And then next thing you know, the applicants started flooding in, right? So once we got applicants coming in, what we'll do is we'll take their information and we'll give them a phone call. Well, first of all, we gotta review the resume, make sure they good. Can this person hold a job? Are they competent? Did they put enough into their resume or into their application that makes it look like they even care, right? And then if they look good and if they have some cleaning experience, then I'm really looking for that, right? And so I'll give them a phone call, and depending on how that phone call goes, I want to fill them out over the phone, see, hey, you ask them a few preliminary questions. Do you have a vehicle? What part of town are you on? Big city like this, that is a very important question. What part of town are you on? Do you have a vehicle? Are you willing to work work evenings? Can you do this? Can you do that? And assuming that goes well, then we get to the point where, let's set up an in-person interview. And what we did was, I say we, my wife and I, we would set up an in-person interview at a Panera Bread or a Starbucks or a Dunkin' Donut, some place that is public that you can just go in, have some coffee, have some water, a bagel or whatever, and just kind of chop it up and see, how do I feel about this person? And now, here was my most important key, my wife. Anybody that's out there that got a woman, any female with some with some women's intuition, bring them to the interview. For real, for real. Now, my wife is my secret weapon because she can see things that I might not see. She might have certain promptings in her mind that I might not have. I'm sitting there talking to the person, you know, asking them questions, all this. She is sitting over here observing them. How is this person? How are they, right? And that's a very, very important skill and tool in my mind. So I think it's good to have two people in the interview, at least two, not trying to make like a big panel, you know, situation to intimidate somebody, but just give them different perspectives. Anyway, long story short, depending on how that interview went, say I like them, my wife like them, everything seems cool, everything checks out, they seem honest, we all good. Boom. Next thing you know, we'll take them to the actual building, the location or the site that they'll be cleaning, and we'll do a walkthrough. Hey, how do you feel about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? Can you do this? Can you do that? And that's how that goes. And then assuming that goes well, we move on to the next step where now we're going to do a training where we'll show them how we do the building. Now, keep in mind, a lot of times we are hiring contractors, right? We're hiring sole proprietors, contractors that we'll be doing a partnership with. This is somewhat like a joint venture, right? We're looking for people who they either have a business already and we'll do like a joint venture. We're not subcontracting this to them all the way, but we're hiring them as a contractor, right? We're hiring them as a contractor to where we are partners in this, right? I'll handle the communication with the client and all that good stuff. You'll handle the labor, right? And taking care of making sure this building is clean. And what I do now is I go out and right in the evening and check these buildings. And I don't give them no, you have to start at this time or whatever. No, all you need to do is have the building done by this time so that I can go out and check it and make sure everything is good for the client in the morning, right? And that's the position that I've put myself in now. I'm not running around cleaning every single building anymore. I am now going to check the buildings, which is basically like an operations manager. Now I'm in my head thinking to myself, okay, now I got to find somebody to get in this position, right? Like Myron Golden say, it's levels. You know, you got implementation, you got unification, which is management, or I call it duplication. And then you got communication, right? So I want to be the one communicating to this guy, hey, make sure this is like that, make sure that's like that, or I got a call from, you know, this client saying this and this and that. Could you go there and take care of this thing, right? Because now I'm the one doing that. All right, y'all. So now I want to dive a little bit deeper into the onboarding process, right? How do you bring people on the team? How do you get to the point where you trust them and all that good stuff? And what steps do you go through? This is what we do. You can do it your way, but this is what we do. So after we went through, you know, the on the phone interview, then we get to the in-person interview, and then we show them the building. We end up getting to the point now where we're going to start with them, right? And so on that start date, we have a partnership agreement, right? Where there's a partnership joint venture type agreement where it's basically, hey, this is my side of the terms, this is your side of the terms, this protects both of us. It's in writing, and basically, boom, we give it to them, we sign it, they sign it. This just shows this is how much you'll get paid, this is what you'll do, this is what I'll do, all that good stuff, right? It's our partnership agreement to just make it in writing, right? We get that taken care of, then we get a W-9 from this person, whether it's a business or it's a sole proprietor. We get a W-9 from them, and we'll take that information and we just, you know, we'll keep that for taxes and, you know, all those IRS purposes, right? So once we're done with that, then we get them on our app. We have an app that we use called Homebase, and basically what this does is it just keeps track of the days you worked, the hours you worked, whatever. And it also lets us know that the building got cleaned this night, right? So it'll let me, you don't gotta, you know, text me, hey, I'm here, all that good stuff. Hey, I'm leaving. You ain't gotta do all that. Just go to the app. You use the app. This will track your time. It'll track all that. And what the good thing is about this app is they have to be on location to actually hit that clock in button. If they're not on location, because they have your location on it, if you're not on location, you can't clock in, right? So they got to be at the building, boom, clock in. It lets me know they clocked in. And then when they leave, boom, they clocked out. I can go now check on the building, all that good stuff, right? And so on that particular day, that first day we start together, what I do is I show them everything that we do. I show them the full routine that we do Usually they can do it however they want to do it, but this is how we do it. We also give them a standard operating procedures, piece of paper, let them know, hey, this is what needs to be done in this building. Just make sure this is done. That's how we do it. Boom. Next thing you know, I let them fly, right? The next day I let them fly, let them do their thing. And when they are gone, I come in there, check on the building, and whatever I feel like needs to be taken care of or should be done better or whatever, I'm snapping a picture. I'm letting them know the very next day, hey, this was like this was like that. And we have this conversation on that first day. I let them know, hey, this didn't look good, that didn't look good or whatever, so we can get through this process. And we come to that agreement up front, just so they're not feeling like, oh, you tripping or whatever. No, I know how I kept it. Now it's up to you to keep it this same way, right? And so we get on an understanding, everything is good. I love working with people that is coachable and that understand, because some people just don't take it correctly, And I don't even be tripping. I just be like, no, hey, you missed this over here, or you missed this bathroom, or you missed this trash. Just, next day, take care of that. Boom. We all good. So we go through that for like a week and a half. Next thing you know, they flying. I got a couple people right now that I'm like, all right, yeah, they rock stars, right? They rock star cleaners now, because we done went through that whole phase of, hey, you missed this, you missed that, pay more attention to this. It's good now because I let them know, hey, this is what you missed, this is what I seen. I know if I'm seeing this, the customer, the client is gonna see this as well. So let's just pick that up and boom, we good. So now it's getting to the point where I'm walking through some of these buildings like, I could have stayed at home. I ain't need to come here. This looks great. This a rock star cleaner. And I make sure I let them know the next day, hey, great job. The building looked good. And that's how we doing it now, y'all. When I tell you my days or my evenings went from like this to like this, it might get to the point where now I'm not able to check all the buildings. So now I'm like, all right, now I'm gonna have to find somebody to do this stuff for me. Go check the building for me. And here's the thing. When you are getting out there and getting started, that's totally fine to go out there, hustle, do what you got to do, get it all, bring all the money in, all that or whatever. But it comes to a certain point where if you're going to continue to grow, you will run out of hours at night. I know, because I've done it. I would start as soon as I can get into a building, like 5:30, 6 o'clock, I would start, and then I would just keep going until sometimes 3:30, 4 in the morning, to where, all right, I'm at my max, because they about to get ready to come in here 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. So that's all I can do, right? So, man, I say all that to say you guys can do it. That's what I've been doing for the past 3-4 weeks or whatever. That's why I haven't dropped any videos, because I have been really, really fully immersed into this and making this a full, system and a full process that works for us. And now it's flowing, man. And I got several templates and manuals and guides and stuff like that. I got the startup guide for people who are trying to start a business. And now I'm working on a scaling guide to basically show what I did. And if anybody's interested in any of these templates, startup manuals, and partnership and subcontractors agreements, let me know. I can send that to you. Email in the description below. It is DarianJarrett9@gmail.com. That's the one I'm running with right now. And man, that's it. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until the next video, I'll see y'all. Peace.